Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Welcome. Thank you so much for being here. We hope that you had a great week, despite how hot it was this week, and that you're ready to welcome and celebrate Shabbat. This is a special Shabbat because here at Bnai we are celebrating and saying thank you to all of our volunteers of our community, without whom this synagogue and this community would not be able to function and would not be able to run. So this Shabbat service, we're here to celebrate our volunteers. We are going to get started this evening. Before we begin with the prayers and singing, we're going to begin by lighting the Shabbat candles. And so I think one of the people putting the Shabbat together is Vicky. So Vicky, would you like to light the Shabbat candles, please?
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kishanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanim v'hadlekir shel Shabbat.
Amen. Okay, wonderful. With that, we're going to begin with Shalom Aleichem. So let's open up our Siddur to page 5, and we'll sing together Shalom Aleichem. Please join me. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharei, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malachei Hamalachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Melech Malachei Hamalachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruchuni l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Melech Malachei Hamalachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzeitkhem l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Melech Malachei Hamalachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Now let's turn ahead to page 11 for the beginning of Kabbalat Shabbat. And we'll continue with Lechu Neranena, Psalm 95 at the top of the page. Please join me. Lechu Neranena, Lechu Neranena, Lechu Neranena, Ladonai. Lechu Neranena, Lechu Neranena, Lechu Neranena, Ladonai. Nariach, Nariach, Letzuri Shenu, Nekadma Fanav Bekodam. Nariach, Nariach, Letzuri Shenu, Bizmirot Nariach Lo. Lechu Neranena, Lechu Neranena, Lechu Neranena, Ladonai. Lechu Neranena, Lechu Neranena, Lechu Neranena, Ladonai. The heavens shall be glad and the earth rejoice, the sea and its fullness roar, the meadows and all that grows in them exult, even the trees of the forest shall sing praise as Adonai comes to judge the earth, judging the lands with righteousness and people with divine truth. We'll continue in the middle of page 14 with Yismechu Hashamayim. Please join me. ישמחו השמיים, השמיים, ישמחו השמיים, השמיים, ישמחו השמיים, ותגל הארץ. ישמחו השמיים, השמיים, ישמחו השמיים, השמיים, ישמחו השמיים, ותגל הארץ. Yiram hayam, Yiram hayam, Yiram hayam, umlo, Yiram hayam, Yiram hayam, Yiram hayam, umlo, Yismechu hashamayim, hashamayim, Yismechu hashamayim, hashamayim, Yismechu hashamayim, v'tagel haaretz. We'll turn ahead to page 20, and we'll continue with Romemu, the bottom of the Hebrew section, page 20. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu v'hishtachavu lehar kodsho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu v'hishtachavu lehar kodsho. Ki kadosh Adonai Romemu. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu Romemu. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu v'hishtachavu lehar kodsho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu v'hishtachavu lehar kodsho. We will continue now on page 21 with Mizmor LaDavid, Psalm 29. I'd like to invite everyone to please rise and please join me at the top of the page, page 21. Mizmor LaDavid, Havul Adonai b'neim, Havul Adonai kavod va'oz, Havul Adonai kevod shemo ishtachavu Adonai behadrat kodesh. Kol Adonai al hamayim, el hakavod hirim, Adonai al mayim rabim, Elai Kol Adonai ba'koach, Kol Adonai behadar, Kol Adonai shover arazim v'shaber Adonai et arzei halvanon. Vayarkidem kemo egel, Lebanon v'Sirion, mo ben re'emim, Elai Kol Adonai Kotzev lavodesh, Kol Adonai Yachil minbar, Yachil Adonai midbar kadesh, Kol Adonai yechol elai alot. Vayechesof ye'arot uvehechalom kulo Omer kavod Elai Adonai lamavul yashav vayeshev Adonai melech leolam Adonai oz le'amo yitein Adonai yevarech et amo v'shalom. Lai 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 lai. You may be seated. Before we continue with L'chadodi, because it is Volunteer Shabbat, we do have a few people that want to share a couple of brief words about their experiences with volunteering. So I'd like to invite Rodika to come up to the bima and share with us a couple of words. Yes, up there.
Shabbat Shalom. I am part of the group for the morning minyan, I attend on Zoom, but I am so honored to be part of this group because it provides a place for the congregants and the people living in Albuquerque to say Kaddish for their loved ones. Another activity that I enjoyed very much was assisting with Friday night Shabbat. And this made me so happy to be able to do this, and learning all the prayers and the manginot enriched my soul. Thank you, Talia.
Okay, and thank you, Rodika. Yasher koach and kol hakavod. With that, we will continue with Lachadodi, the prayer, the psalm, the song that welcomes Shabbat. We will turn to page 23. We will recite the first two stanzas on 23, the middle stanza on 24, and then the final stanza on the bottom of 25. When we get to that final stanza, we'll all rise, face the entrance of the sanctuary to welcome Shabbat. Please join me 23 through 25. Lecha lecha dodi, likrat likrat kala, penei penei Shabbat mekabela. Lecha lecha dodi, likrat likrat kala, penei penei Shabbat mekabela. La 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 la. Lecha dodi, likrat likrat kala, penei penei Shabbat mekabela. Lecha lecha dodi, likrat kala, penei penei Shabbat mekabela. Shamor וזכור בדיבור אחד, השמיענו אל המיוחד, אדוני אחד ושמו אחד, לשם ותפארת ולתחילה. לה 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 לה. לך אדוני לקראת קלה, פני פני שבת מקבלה. לך לך אדוני לקראת קלה, פני פני שבת מקבלה. לקראת שבת לכו ונלכה, כי היא מקור הברכה, מראש מקדם נסוכה, סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה. לה 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 לה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, פני פני שבת מקבלה. לך לך דודי לקראת קלה, פני פני שבת מקבלה. Page 24 in the middle. התעוררי, התעוררי, כי באורך קומי אורי, 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 שיר דברי, כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה. לה 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 לה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, פני פני שבת מקבלה. לך לך דודי לקראת קלה, פני פני שבת מקבלה. Please rise and face the entrance of the sanctuary as we welcome Shabbat. בואי ושלום עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצהלה, תוך אמוני עם סגולה. בואי חלה, בואי חלה, לה 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 לה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, פני פני שבת מקבלה. לך לך דודי לקראת קלה, פני פני שבת מקבלה. לה 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 לה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, פני פני שבת מקבלה. לך לך דודי לקראת קלה, פני פני שבת מקבלה. לי 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 You may be seated. Now that we've officially welcomed Shabbat, we're going to sing The psalm for Shabbat, Psalm 92. We will turn to page 28, and we'll continue in the middle of the page with Tzadi Katamar. Please join me. Tzadi Katamar yifrach ke'erez balvanon iskeshetunim beveit Adonai bechatrot Eloheinu yafrim od yenuvun beseva deshenim verananim yiyu lehagin ki yashar Adonai Suri, Suri, velo avlatabo. Before we continue with the Mariv service, as well as the prayer for Israel and the Mishaberach, I would like to invite our next speaker. Is Gerald here? Wonderful.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Yeah, the volunteer activities I got involved in include setting up for the big event, and then a lot of things with the men's club. Putting up the sukkah that we all enjoyed. That was quite an ordeal, but fun. Other men's club events, dinners, barbecues, making beer. That was fun. And digging ditches. That was a good exercise. We dug ditches to put some plants to grow vegetables that everybody could enjoy. And what it means to me to volunteer, I contribute to the vitality of the synagogue. That's important to me. And making new acquaintances and friends. And that's great. It's a wonderful experience. So that's all I have to say.
Okay, thank you so much, Gerald, and Yasher Koach and Kol HaKavod to you as well. I'd like to invite everyone now to turn to page 178 in the Siddur. We'll continue with the prayer for the state of Israel. And of course, as we continue to pray for the war to end, we also pray for the hostages, whomever is still remaining, to be released peacefully and unharmed. Page 178 at the top, we'll begin by singing Avinu Shabbat Shamayim, and then we'll recite on the English side of the prayer as well. Page 178. Avinu, Avinu, Sheba Shamayim, Sur Yisrael v'goalo. Avinu, Avinu, Sheba Shamayim, Sur Yisrael v'goalo. Barech, Barech, et Medinat Yisrael, Reshit Smichat Geulateinu, Hagen Aleha Bevrat Chastecha, Ufros Aleha Sukat Shalomecha. Avinu, Avinu, Sheba Shamayim, Sur Yisrael v'goalo. Avinu, Avinu, Sheba Shamayim, Sur Yisrael v'goalo. Avinu Sheba Shamayim, stronghold and redeemer of the people of Israel, bless the state of Israel, that it may be the beginning of our redemption. Shield it with your love, spread over it the shelter of your peace. Guide its leaders and advisors with your light and your truth. Help them with your good counsel. Strengthen the hands of those who defend our holy land. Deliver them. Crown their efforts with triumph. Bless the land with peace and its inhabitants with lasting joy. And let us say, Amen. We'll now turn to page 173. We'll continue with the Mishaberach for those who are ill. If you have a name you would like to add this evening, please go ahead and rise in your place. And after we sing the Debbie Friedman Mishaberach and we read the names of those in our community on our list, then you'll be able to share the name out loud as well. And of course, as we say these names out loud, we of course keep these individuals in mind for a quick and speedy healing, both physically and emotionally and spiritually. Please join me, top left-hand corner of page 173, the Debbie Friedman Mishaberach. Mishaberach Avotenu Mekor HaBeracha Leimotenu. May the source of strength who blessed the ones before us help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Tal ben Sarah, Shoshana bat Yocheved, Ilya Yisrael Richter ben Rachel, Chaviva Eliana bat Sarah, Thegahana bat Sima, Ira Zelig ben Yehudit, Binyamin Leib ben Devora, Yaakova Chana bat Rivka Simcha, Asher ben Leah, Harav Yaakov ben Esther, Binyamin Yosef ben Nachama Chana, Manoach ben Ilana Michal, Esther Tenenbaum, Harvey Ruskin, Diane Shotaro, Rachel Langer, Lee Gershon, Jack Azuz, Gloria Yoder, Batya Podos, Harold Albert, Andrea Kotke, Jennifer Brown Lerner, Eva Curis, Ken Gasser, Harvey Kulchin, Marilyn Lafer, Jennifer Hayden, Julia Dramero, Diana Nguyen, Betty Harvey, Manoach Finston, Doreen Klosky, Francis Gilston, Elva Pineda, Joel Timmons. And is there anyone online who would like to say a name? Mishaberach imotenu mekor haberacha lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shelema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. May they all find the healing that they so need and so deserve. And we'll continue now with the Mariv service for Shabbat. I invite everyone to turn to page 39A and to please rise for the Baruch at the top of the page. Page 39A. Lai 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 lai. Baruch hu et Adonai hamevorach. Baruch Adonai hamevorach leolam vaed. You may be seated. La da 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 da, la da 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 da, la da 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 da. We'll continue now on the English side. The first bracha, the first blessing of the Mariv service. Please join me. Baruch atah Adonai, our God, sovereign of time and space, whose word brings the evening dusk, whose wisdom opens the gates of dawn, whose understanding changes the day's division, whose will sets the succession of seasons and arranges the stars in their places in the sky, who creates day and night, who rolls light before darkness and darkness from light, who makes day pass into night, who distinguishes day from night. Adonai Tsevaot is your name. Living and ever-present God, may your rule be with us forever and ever. Baruch atah Adonai, who brings each evening's dusk. Umavir yom umevi laila, umavdil ben yom uven laila, Adonai Tsevaot shemo, El chai v'chayam tamim lo chaleinu leolam vaed. Baruch atah Adonai, Hamariv Aravim. Page 40, we'll continue with Ahavat Olam. Ahavat Olam, Beit Yisrael, Amecha Ahavta, Amecha Ahavta, Torah u'mitzvot, Chukim u'mishpatim, Otanu limadeta, Al kein Adonai Eloheinu b'shofenu, Ufkumenu nasiach bechukecha, V'nismach b'divrei Toratecha, Uv'mitzvotecha le'olam va'ed, Ki hem chayenu, ve'orech yameinu, Uvahem nege yomam v'layla, nege yomam v'layla, Ve'ahavatecha al tasir, Mimenu le'olamim, Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev amo Yisrael, Ohev amo Yisrael. Page 41. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha bechol levavecha uvechol nafshecha uvechol meodecha vehayu hadevarim haele asher anochi metzavecha hayom levavecha veshinantam levanecha vedibartabam beshivtecha beveitecha uvelechtecha vaderech uveshoch becha uvkumecha ukshartam leot al yadecha vehayu letotafot beinenecha uktavtam al mezuzot beitecha uvisharecha. We'll continue privately with the second and third paragraphs of the Shema, page 42. Adonai Elohechem emet. God brought Israel from its midst to lasting freedom and led them through the divided water of the Sea of Reeds. As their pursuers and enemies drowned in the depths, God's children beheld the power of the divine. They praised and acknowledged God's name willingly, accepting God's sovereignty. And then Moses, Miriam, and the people of Israel joyfully sang unto you. We'll continue at the top of page 44 with Mi Chamocha. Please join me. Mi Chamocha, Ba'elim Adonai. Mi kamocha, nedar b'kodesh. Mi kamocha, ba'elim Adonai. Mi kamocha, nedar b'kodesh. Norah tehilot, osei feleh. Norah tehilot, osei feleh. Mi chamocha, ba'elim Adonai. Mi kamocha, nedar b'kodesh. Nedar b'kodesh. Nedar b'kodesh. מלכותך ראו בניך בו קיים לפני משה זה עלינו ואמרו אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד ונאמר כי פדה אדוני את יעקב והוגיע לו מיד חזק ממנו ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל. We'll turn now to page 45. We'll continue with Hashkivenu, the nighttime prayer for peace, page 45 at the top. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom v'hamidenu malkeinu lechaim. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom v'hamidenu malkeinu lechaim u'shmor tzeitenu uvo'enu lechaim u'shalom me'ata ve'ad olam. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom v'hamidenu malkeinu lechaim. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom v'hamidenu malkeinu lechaim. Ufros aleinu sukat shalomecha, baruch ata Adonai, haporei sukat shalom aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael, ve'al Yerushalayim. Ensure our going and coming for life and peace, now and forever. May you spread over us your canopy of peace. Baruch ata Adonai, who spreads the canopy of peace over us, over all the people of Israel, and over Jerusalem. We'll continue now with V'shamru and Chatzi Kadesh. Please rise, page 46. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat, ledorotam berit olam. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם, כי 6 ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, בעלמא יברך חירותי וימליך מלכותי, בחייכון וביומכון ובחיי דכל בית ישראל בעגלה ובזמן קריב ואמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבא מברך לעלם לעלמי עלמיה יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה בריחו לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה ושבחתה ונחמתה תאמירן בעלמה ואמרו Amen. And we'll continue now with the private silent Amidah for Shabbat that begins on page 47 and concludes on page 52. If you are still reciting the Amidah, please continue. Before we continue with the service, we'll have a couple words from Russell Goldstein.
Hello, everyone. I see lots and lots of volunteers here, and it's become apparent to me that everyone in this congregation, mostly, are volunteers, including our presidents and past presidents who all seem to be sitting together tonight. Many past presidents, some sitting in the far back. And I'm just looking around and seeing how everybody comes together in big ways and small ways. Many, many hours of their days and their evenings in ways that they can bring what they know and what they've learned. And it's very fulfilling for me and I hope some of the younger people there who are sitting there probably a little bit bored, but someday they will come here and find a place, find a need, and find a way to fill that need. That's all I have to say. Thank you all.
Thank you, Yasher Koach, Russ. Sharing some words from Judy Pitkovsky, who was not able to be here this evening, is Talia Timmons.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. So I had the opportunity to speak with Judy, who relayed that when the temperature reaches her age or exceeds her age, she's no longer able to come out in this kind of heat to join us. And so she regretfully was not able to come with this crazy 100-degree weather that we're having. But she did give me permission to share some words from her experience volunteering for many years for our congregation. She shared that she had been the Torah Fund chair back when there was a Torah Fund. She was the publicity chair, but she wanted to share that her most treasured role as a volunteer was as the manager of the gift shop, which is now, of course, Judy Sherman, who was also going to speak. Judy and Marty were going to speak. Regretfully, they were not able to attend this evening, and we do thank them for everything they do, as well as everyone else. But Judy Pitkovsky wanted to share that what she loved about volunteering in the gift shop was meeting members not only from our community at Bnai, but also meeting members from the greater Jewish community in Albuquerque, as well as individuals who were not Jewish, who might have stopped by the synagogue, and stopping at the Judaica gift shop was an opportunity for them to see some just like little facet of Judaism. And it was also an opportunity for her to meet other people within the community who maybe didn't come to services or weren't, participating in other ways, but they were coming into the gift shop. And what she really wanted to pass along was how important Bnai is as a community and as a family. She mentioned the word family multiple times. Many of us, including Judy, said that she doesn't have family here in Albuquerque, and Bnai has become her family. And so she just wanted to extend that heartfelt message of family and looking out. I would agree. So I, on behalf of Vicky and Lisa and Shoshana, just want to thank everyone for coming and volunteering. It's a great way to meet people. So thank you.
Thank you, Yasher Koach, Talia. I want to echo what Talia said on behalf of Judy. When I first came here, Judy was one of the first people that I spoke to on the phone, and that was the first thing she told me, is that Bnai Israel is what she considers her actual real family here in Albuquerque. So Talia, thank you for reiterating and sharing that on behalf of Judy. We will continue now with the Shabbat evening Kiddush. I invite everyone to please rise. I'd like to ask all of our youth that are here to come and join me here in front of the bima. And Julia, can you do me a favor and get the wine cup for me, please? Thank you. Okay, all of our students, come on up. Oh yeah, we gotta fill it. Oops. You may have had your bat mitzvah, but you can't do this just yet. But you will hold it. There you go. All right, everybody come down here with me. Page 55. Savri Manaram Verabanan Verabotai, Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech HaOlam, Borei Peri Hagafen. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech HaOlam, Asher Kiddishanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava u'vratzon, hinechilanu, zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit, Ki hu yom techila lemikrae kodesh, zecher litziat Mitzrayim, ki avanu v'acharta, ve'otanu kidashta, mikol ha'amim, בשבת קודשך באהבה וברצון הנחלתנו ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת. Take a sip. Okay, with that, we will continue with Aleinu on page 56. Aleinu לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא, שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסר הארץ, מושב יקרו בשמיים ממעל, ושכינתו זו בגובהי מרומים. הוא אלוהינו אין עוד, אמת מלכנו אפס זולתו, הכתוב בתורתו, וידעת היום בהשבות אל לבבך, כי אדוני הוא האלוהים בשמיים ממעל, ועל הארץ מתחת, אין עוד. כך כתוב בתורתך, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד, ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו echad. Thank you guys. You guys can have a seat for a moment. We'll now take a moment to remember those in our community and among our loved ones and our friends who are no longer with us. This Shabbat, we remember Al Rader, Bernard Ryder, Ken Haynes, Melvin Jenkins, Renee Naim, Samuel Lebovich, and Ted Stiefel. And if there's anyone else you are remembering this evening, please take a moment to remember them in your mind and in your heart. And of course, we always keep in mind the victims and the hostages who did not make it in the war in Israel. We'll continue with Mourner's Kaddish, page 58. Yit gadal v'yit kadash shemei rabbah, be'alma divarach hirutei ve'amlich malchutei, b'chayechon v'yomechon u'v'chayei dechol beit Israel, ba'agala u'vizman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shemei rabbah mevarach le'alam al almaya, yit barach v'yishtabach v'yit pa'ar v'yit romam v'yit naseh, v'yit hadar v'yit alev v'yit halal shmei d'kudusha b'richu, le'ela min kol berchata v'shirata, tush bechata v'nechamata, da'amiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shalom rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'imromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. You may be seated. In a few moments, we're going to conclude with Adon Olam, and we'll have announcements. But before then, we have a little bit of a special presentation for our volunteer Shabbat. So I'd like to invite Vicky Camarlingo to come up to the bima, please.
Thank you, everybody, for being here. It's so exciting, and I appreciate everything, and we all do. We have so many wonderful volunteers, and I'd like to thank my committee. I'd like them to come up here, Shoshana Hinden, Talia Timmons, and Lisa Lostetter. They are wonderful, and I couldn't have done it without them. They're just so smart, and they're so busy with their young families, and yet they never say no. They're terrific. So thank you for, this is for you. And also, you guys are awesome. And also take a cup. Okay. Thank you. And I'd like to invite Harvey up for being the best former president 3 times over that we have ever had. Not that we've had a lot of great presidents, but he went through a lot with everything, the remodeling and stuff. So this is for you. Did you get Now I'd like to invite the Sisterhood presidents, Nori and Chris, to come up, and the Men's Club president, Jimmy. Are you back there, Jimmy? You guys are terrific for everything that you do. And get a cup. Thank you. Get a cup and take, and I want to thank Margaret Yannick because she was always so kind to write thank yous. And you know, everybody here is a volunteer, so I want to have everybody come up and get a cup. I want to say special thank you to Flip for keeping our kids safe during school, and also Elia, who also keeps her kids safe. Oh, Judith, I forgot you. You are doing a great job with her kids. I get kind of verklempt when I get here. Thank you for doing such a great job. So, okay, so do Ben come up here. Emily, thank you for everything you do to help out. Thank you. Ben, thank you for always being here and everything. Beth, you've been awesome. Our secretary, everybody on the board, assistant board, and the big board, please come up. Okay. The big board, come on up. The big board, thank you for all these things. Oh, Marty, for being our president. Marty, for being our terrific president. We are so fortunate to have you step up. Thank you. Assistant board, come on. Jess, for always coming here. Harry, for always making us have a minion on Friday night. And we need to have Julia come up and Leah, everybody that helps out with baskets. Anybody that helps deliver baskets or for the Hesed group. Terry, you're on the board. Come on, don't be shy. I deliver baskets. I know you do. So, one of your guys. Thank you. And yeah, Judy, Brian, everybody. Who didn't get one? Everybody. Oh, Gerald, come on. Radhika, come on. Anybody that helps us have a minute. Liz and Larry. Thank you. Who did I forget? Susie. Susie, come on. Oh, you're going to bring. Okay. Hey, Mary. young, come up here, anybody under 20. Just for being our future. Okay, how about the kids come up? It's full of candy. Very quickly. And for our rabbi, always. Okay. Anybody else who can get out of the service?
There we go. Okay, Yasha Koach, and thank you, Vicky. Before we get to the final part of our service, there is a special set of prayers and blessings that I would like to recite to celebrate and honor our volunteers. This blessing was shared with me earlier this week. Talia, thank you for sending it to me. There's this idea in Jewish tradition that Torah study, prayer, ritual is one of the most important elements of Judaism. But the sages also teach us that community work is just as important as Torah study, ritual, and prayer. And that for those who do community work, it is as if they are doing those other three things as well. So we have a modified version of the blessing that we would recite when we would do private Torah study, which we will now use communally to celebrate community work and volunteers. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu la'asok b'tzarchei tzibur. Blessed are you, Adonai our God, ruler of the universe, who has consecrated us with your commandments and commanded us to occupy ourselves with the needs of the community. And with that, I'll also recite a special Mishaberach for those who engage in the community. Mishaberach Avotenu Avraham Yitzchak v'Yaakov v'imotenu Sarah Rivka Rachel v'Leah hu yivarech et kol hakahal hakadosh hazeh im kol kehilot hakodesh hem umishpechoteihem v'chol asher lahem umi shemeyachadim batei knesiyot litfilah umi shebaim betocham lehitpalel umi shenotnim ner lemaor v'chol mi sheoskim b'tzarchei tzibur v'binyan Eretz Yisrael be'emunah HaKadosh Baruch Hu Yishalem Secharam v'yasir mehem kol machala v'yirpa lechol gufam v'yishlach lechol avonam v'yishlach beracha v'hatzlacha b'chol maaseh yedehem im kol Yisrael acheichem v'achayoteihem v'nomar Amen. May the Holy One who blessed our ancestors Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, and Leah, bless this entire congregation together with all other holy congregations, them, their families, and all that is theirs, along with those who devote themselves to establish the synagogue, not only for prayer, but all who faithfully devote themselves to the needs of the community and the land of Israel. May the Holy One reward them, remove sickness from them, heal them, and forgive their sins. May God bless them by making all their worthy endeavors prosper, as well as those of the entire people of Israel, all of our brothers and sisters, and let us say, Amen. And if you consider yourself a volunteer this evening, please go ahead and rise in your place as I sing for you the Aaronitic threefold blessing. Yevarechecha Adonai ve'yishmerecha. Yaher Adonai panav elecha v'chunecha. Yisa Adonai panav elecha ve'yasem lecha shalom shalom. And we'll conclude with the Shehechianu. Please join me. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehechianu v'kiyamanu v'higiyanu la'azman hazeh. Mazel tov, yasher koach, and kol hakavod to all of you. Before we conclude with Adon Olam, do we have announcements? Yes, we do. Wonderful. Marty.
Welcome and Shabbat Shalom, everybody. June 9th, which is this Sunday, the Sisterhood is holding its ice cream social and annual board election. It's at 2 p.m. Everyone is invited and admission is free. That's the Sisterhood ice cream social this Sunday, 2 p.m. June 11th to 13th is the Shavuot campout. An RSVP is requested, so if you want to camp out for the first couple of nights of Shavuot, please contact the synagogue office as soon as you can. The second day of Shavuot is the 13th, and Yizkor will be recited on that day, on the 13th. That will be at a service here at the synagogue. Rabbi, beginning at 9:30? 9:30, okay. Save the date for July 27th. It's a Saturday night, and it's going to be Saturday night at the movies here at the synagogue at 7 p.m. Now, also, the JCC asked me to announce the Sofim Friendship Caravan. This is an annual event where 10 teenagers from Israel, I guess the members of the Sofim, the scouting movement in Israel, make a trip visiting various cities and towns in the United States with a performance. I assume it's song and dance. Albuquerque is one of their stops this year, and they will be at the JCC this Monday night at 7 p.m. There's some extra security concerns because they're a delegation from Israel. So the JCC is asking to spread the word through phone calls and emails, but there is no social media announcement or online announcement. But that Friendship Caravan event is at the JCC this Monday night, 7 p.m. Shabbat Shalom.
Okay, thank you, Marty. I want to clarify that the Shavuot campout is only on the night of the 11th and during the day on the 12th, so Tuesday night and Wednesday of this coming week. There's going to be multiple activities ranging from like a bring your own dairy vegetarian potluck type of meals, as well as different sessions and classes. There'll be sing-alongs. Wednesday morning, we'll do kind of an experimental abbreviated Shavuot service for those who are there. And then, as Marty mentioned, on the 13th, we'll have our traditional service here in the sanctuary with Yizkor at 9:30. So just to clarify, it's the 11th and the 12th, not on the 13th at the campsite. And then also yes, Lisa.
Yeah, I'm sorry. People do not have to sleep over at Shavuot. You can just come for however long. It's wheelchair accessible. If you want to camp, you can.
Okay, thank you, Lisa. And then the movie night, the summer movie night we are doing is a family-friendly, youth-focused event. There will be two different movies that we're going to be showing simultaneously. One will be for ages up to 9 years old, and then another family-friendly movie that's for ages 10 and over. Both of them are Disney films. So if you are interested or know anyone who is interested, it is open to the community, so please let them know. With that, let's have all of our students, our youth, come back up, please, for Adon Olam. Let's turn to page 211. And then I believe, Vicky, we have an oneg afterwards? Is it in the social hall? Okay. Page 211. Okay. You guys ready? Adon Olam. You'll see. Adon Olam, Asher Malach, B'terem Kol, Yetzir Nivra, Le'et Nasa, B'chefso Kol, Azai Melech Shemo Nikra Adon Olam, Ve'acharei Kitlot HaKol, Levado Yimloch Nora Adon Olam, Vehu Ahaya, Vehu Hove, Vehu Hiye Betifara Adon Olam, Adon Olam, Asher Malach, B'terem Kol, Yetzir Nivra, Le'et Nasa, B'chefso Kol, Azai Melech Shemo Nikra Adon Olam, Vehu Echad, Ve'ein Sheni, Lehamshilo Leachbira Adon Olam, Beli Reshit, Beli Tachlit, Velo Haoz Ve'hamitra Adon Olam, Adon Olam, Asher Malach, B'terem Kol, Yetzir Nivra, Le'et Nasa, B'chefso Kol, Azai Melech Shemo Nikra Adon Olam, Vehu Eli, V'chai Goali, V'tzur Chevli Be'et Sara Adon Olam, Vehu Nisi, Umanos Li, Menat Kosi Ve'yom Nekra Adon Olam, Adon Olam, Asher Malach, B'terem Kol, Yetzir Nivra, Le'et Nasa, B'chefso Kol, Azai Melech Shemo Nikra Adon Olam, Be'ato Avki Ruchi, Be'et Tishan Be'a'ira Adon Olam, Ve'im Ruchi Geviati, Adonai li velo ira Adon Olam, Adon Olam, Asher Malach, B'terem Kol, Yetzir Nivra, Le'et Nasa, B'chefso Kol, Azai Melech Shemo Nikra Adon Olam. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Mazel Tov to all the volunteers. Thank you for joining us. Please join us downstairs for the Oneg. Am Yisrael Chai, Am Yisrael Chai, Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael Chai, Am Yisrael Chai, Am Yisrael Chai, Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael, 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 Am Yisrael Chai. Good Shabbos.